I believe that the universe rewards action takers. So that's what we need to do. We need to not only, when you get these little nudges, go ahead and test them out and start acting on them. I am Gloria Grace Rand, founder of The Love Method and author of the #1 Amazon bestseller, Live, Love, Engage: How to Stop Doubting Yourself and Start Being Yourself. In this podcast, we share practical advice from a spiritual perspective on how to live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically, so you can create a life and business with more impact, influence, and income. Welcome to Live, Love, Engage. Namaste. What if the key to your next big business breakthrough isn't in a spreadsheet, but in that quiet voice inside that you've been ignoring? Well, today we are unlocking the secret weapon of successful entrepreneurs, your intuition, and how it can power your profit as a heart-centered business owner. But before we get there, I do want to welcome those of you who may be new to Live, Love, Engage. I am Gloria Grace, and I help female entrepreneurs attract clients by going beyond regular search engine optimization techniques to embrace my definition of SEO, which is to spiritually engage others. So, intuition. This is something that I have learned over the years to rely on. And I want to let you know, first off, for those of you, you've probably heard about it. You may or may not subscribe to it. Yeah, ascribe to it. I forget what the word is. Anyway, it's more than just a gut feeling. It's guidance from your higher self. And the more you not only listen to it, but take action on it, the more successful you're going to be, not only in business, but frankly in life too. And now, when it comes to business, though, I will give a little caveat and just say that doesn't mean that you make every single decision solely on your intuition. I would definitely listen to your intuition first, and then you also do need to do some verifying, those little analytic things like make sure that you've got enough money to invest in something. Let's put it that way. Or, you still need to keep track of your bottom line. You've got to track your sales and balance your books. But really, when it comes to making decisions in your business, learning to lean in to your intuition, leaning on it as well, trusting that feeling is going to really serve you well. And I want to just share an example of how following your intuition can also help you recognize signs that you're on the right track. So last weekend, I was trying to come up with a topic for this week's podcast, and I finally landed on intuition. Well, Monday morning, I opened my email and I received a newsletter. It's called The Pulse, and it's from 𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 And each week they focus on one of the 64 gene keys. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay. Go to 𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 and you could learn more about it. There's a lot that goes into it, but essentially it's a way of helping you to really unlock your potential, I guess would be the best way to say it. But anyway, so this newsletter, what was amazing is that, this newsletter, the topic of it was practicing the art of honing our intuition. And the message was that practicing honing your intuition is important because when you start to trust in it, despite what your mind says, clarity and harmony will be the eventual result. So, coincidence? Here I decide to do a podcast topic on intuition, and then boom, the universe sends me an email with some more information about intuition. I think for me, it was just, that is a sign of validation. And that's what I find happens more and more when you start listening to your intuition. In fact, I'll tell you one other quick story is that when I first had the idea to write my book, Live, Love, Engage, that day, later that morning, I found an email from Hay House where they were offering a writer's boot camp to teach you how to write a book. And I thought if anybody was going to teach me how to write a personal development book, it was going to be Hay House. So that's what happens when you start following your intuition. You're led to the right programs, you're led to the right people who can help you with your business. And I just wanted to say hello, Joy. Joy is watching today. So, and oh, I love this. Yes, it is. It's your beautiful guidance system. I agree, Joy, 100%. That is absolutely what it is. And it really does help you lean in. I know when I was going to invest in a big major program that, it was pretty expensive, but I just felt really deep inside that this was something that I needed to do. And so I did. I made sure that I did it. So how can we start trusting your intuition? That's the thing that sometimes if you're not in the habit of doing that, how can we get started? Well, it really starts by just practicing stillness. I've got oh no, it's not in here. That's right. It's in my bedroom. In my bedroom, I have a sign that says, be still and know. And I love that because it really is the key is you've got to be able to get quiet and go within, because if you're chattering away and even if you're just really focusing in on the mind and the analytical things that come up, then you're not going to be able to hear that really sincere inner voice. And and here's the other thing. I didn't even have this in my notes today, but I'm just thinking about, because sometimes, I don't know about you, but we do hear, we have thoughts in our head that come from time to time. And sometimes the thoughts are nice and sometimes they're not so nice. They might even be critical of you. That is not your higher self talking. That is your ego talking. And I love the late great Wayne Dyer used to call ego edging God out. So you don't want to listen to that, because you want to listen to your intuition. That is God, source, however you refer to it. And that's what you want to be able to pay attention to. That's what you're listening for, is those positive, encouraging words. Those are what that's what it's all about. So that's what you want to listen to. Oh, I love it. Joy went to a Hay House writing weekend as well. Yeah. So that's the first thing, is to just really be still and know. And what does that look like? Well, it can look like different ways for different people. So it could be that you spend time in meditation. That's my favorite way of being still. It could be journaling. I'm actually getting back into the journaling habit. I've been doing that every day for the last 4 days, I think, so far. So it's almost become a habit again. But journaling is a great way to really tap into your inner self, your higher self, because especially if you do like stream of consciousness writing, you follow the writer's way technique from I forget her name. That anyway, the artist way, Julia Cameron. That's right. That's the author of that book. And she recommends doing like morning pages where you just write 3 pages. And even if you don't know what to write, you can even write, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. And you can write that over and over again. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, I have no idea what to say today. I don't know. So I'm just going to keep on writing until something occurs to me. And that's what often happens, is that something will occur to you. But that's how you can, start practicing getting in touch with your intuition. You might want to maybe just be outside in nature, go for a walk in the woods or a park, or if you happen to live by the ocean like I do, you might want to go for a walk along the shore, or maybe you live along a lake. You can walk there. Or maybe you are, someone who really believes in you are a religious person and you like to go to church or temple or whatever it is, if that's where you can go to be quiet and to listen, then do that. It's really about just doing the things that speak to you, number one, and you might even try different techniques until you can find the ones that work the best for you, that feel the best for you. Yeah, I agree with you, Joy. Journaling is super as it channels our inspirations from source and God. And she says, oh, I ask, what do I need to know from my angels? Yeah, that's a really powerful question. Yeah, what do I need to know today? I took a course in automatic writing at the beginning of the year. And I think that was one of the questions that we would do. It's really helpful because, if you don't know, you don't know what you don't know sometimes. So ask yourself, because your higher self has access to all of that information. Let me see. Oh, okay. The other thing I wanted to make very clear here is it's all well and good to listen to your intuition, to start trusting it, to listen to it and hear it. But the trusting then leads to action. And that's the important part, because you can, have all these great intuition instincts and everything, but if you're not acting on them, then you might possibly not start hearing so many things, because I believe that the universe rewards action takers. So that's what we need to do. We need to not only, when you get these little nudges, go ahead and test them out and start acting on them. Because I tell you, it's amazing what can happen when you do. And again, for me, some of my best ideas have come while I'm meditating. So for instance, when I was meditating one morning a couple years ago, I had the idea to start the Soulful Women's Network. And that was has been a really wonderful thing. I'm getting, there we go. I've got too many banners going that I don't need going. I was hitting the wrong one to get rid of it. Oh, well, those of you who are listening, you have no clue what I'm doing, but it's okay. But those of you who are watching on YouTube are like, what is she doing? And we're on social media. But anyway, where was I? Okay. So the universe rewards action takers. So like I said, I got the idea to start the Soulful Women's Network. If I hadn't, taken that nudge of the name and done some research and saw that, oh, the URL was available. How cool. And see, that to me is a sign that, okay, let me pursue this. Let me follow through with it. I had an idea to launch a retreat, and I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea or not. So I sent an email out to my list and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. Does this sound like a good idea? And I got favorable responses back. So I went ahead, and within 3 months, I had launched the Unplug to Recharge retreat. So that's why I say, when you start paying attention to these wonderful ideas that come to you, it's really great, because you can get so many wonderful ideas. And I wouldn't have started my book. I wouldn't have written this book. I wouldn't have started this podcast if I had ignored this idea to write a book about love, which also has led me to another great idea that I'm getting ready to do, which I was jumping ahead with my little banner here. But I have come up with this idea again that was, I trust that it was, I've been wanting to do a program for quite a while, and finally the name came to me, and I said, okay, that's it. This is the name. So it's the Align to Shine Academy. And this is a new program that I'm launching in a few weeks. And it is to help female entrepreneurs overcome self-doubt and develop a thriving business in 30 days or less. And it's going to involve delving into the love method that I wrote about in my book. And I'm really super excited about it. So if you want to learn more about it, I will have the link in the show notes. But just for those of you listening, you can go to 𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙀 Academy, and that's 2 spelled out, T-O, not the number 2, 𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙀academy.net, and you can get all the details. And I would love to have you join us in there, because I think it's going to be amazing and wonderful. And it's going to include something that we're going to do before I wrap up the end of the show today, because I want to talk about another method that I have found not found, it was, well, yeah, I was led to it. This again is about following intuition, I think, a bit, is something that I do called light language. And this is something that the universe was dropping hints for me to learn. And I attended a conference where I first heard it, and it was amazing. And then I saw an old coach of mine was also sharing it on Facebook. And so I got in touch with him, and now I'm able to share light language. And if you are a regular listener of this podcast, and you know, when I do my solo episodes, I always like to share it. And for those of you who may be new and have no idea what I'm talking about, let me just share with you is that light language is a multidimensional communication that I am honored to be able to speak and to sing. And it is really and truly a language of love. It's the language we spoke before we came into these bodies, and it's a language of love. And it really does help. It has helped me strengthen my connection with Source, and my strengthen my intuition. And I'm setting the intention today that the message that you receive when I share this in just a moment will be something that will help to strengthen your intuition as well. And you can listen to this over and over again. If you want to even just fast forward till you get to this part and listen to it, that would be great. Although I also, if you ever want to be able to go ahead and have a free session with me, you can get a free 15-minute light language session as well. And I'll have the information for that in the show notes. So, because it's really powerful when we can work one-on-one. But anyway, so what I encourage you to do right now is, if you are listening to this and you're driving a car, I would come back, pause this, and come back and listen to it when you can be sitting down in a chair and you can just relax and just, again, set the intention that the message you're going to receive today is for your soul's highest good, whatever you need. If it is to strengthen your intuition, then let it be for that. And yeah, so just sit back and relax, and let's see what comes through me today. Kahuna kae okam ayotoku kagoya ke onna kakuya suku koya no koyate anno kayo sonno anayotoki atuitso Eya so kaya ryoto yana enna kaya toku esa no kaya ku anna kaya to so anna kaya heko anna kaya tushi atoka eya no kosa kokuya no anakayo sayo heikoku anakayo shianake yato hoa tato atia Kaya no koyata kayota ko sana shayota kahe Sokoshon no koreapa no koeta, Sokoria no koyata kolya toto reto tolata shingo no shan no kotia, koyato koreama shan no koya, Oria no ko, shan no koreato koya no ku, Sakashan no koreato yabachana. Oh, goodness. I hope you received that with the love that that was intended for it today. So I am going to close out this episode because as I'm recording this, I live in Florida and we've got a lovely another hurricane heading our way. So I want to be able to get this one edited and scheduled while I still have power. So for those of you who may be listening who are in the path of Hurricane Milton, blessings that it will be not as strong as they predict. Please, please, please. For those of you who may be also still recovering from Hurricane Helene, I have friends who are still dealing with no electricity and no water, and it's been a tough season. So blessings for all of you to recover and get back on your feet again, and let's have have good vibes again. And so I think have that positive attitude, listen to your intuition and act on it. And if you're not subscribed to the podcast, make sure that you are. And subscribe on YouTube as well. And I thank you so much for being with me today and for being here and listening. And I can't wait to hear let me know what's going on with your intuition if you've had some good results with that. So until next time, as always, I encourage you to go out and live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically.